What's up, good folks? Stacy Huff here with you. Like my shirt, GFHR Sports. I'll tell you about them in a minute. GFHRsports.com. Also, keep that in mind. Write that down for NIL situations. Right here with you, Stacy Huff from Huff Nation Sports YouTube channel at Huff Nation Sports 06. It's Huff spelled like HOUGH, like rough, tough, and enough. Huff Nation Sports 06 on YouTube. Please subscribe, like, share. A lot of good content up there. I have 3 good videos up there. One with Deborah Stroman Wardlaw, 7-time champion at Little Richland, Hall of Famer. Have one with Bailey Harris, 2-time state champion, top 10 all-time winningest high school basketball coaches in the state of South Carolina. And Buddy Pugh, Oliver Buddy Pugh. My recent interview just dropped this past Wednesday, so I do one every other Wednesday. I release them. So the month of April, we had 3 on the 1st, the 15th, and the 29th. I got a real surprise guest coming for you next week. All-time great. This is going to be a banger coming up. Just booked it. They had it confirmed just last night. It'll be recorded next Wednesday and dropping the following Wednesday. A big one. I'll tell you. It'll be released on social media, but go to the YouTube channel, Huff Nation Sports 06. Huff Nation Sports. And my podcast is called Timeout Convos. And when I do content like this, but I do timeout convos with legends of the game, of the games around the state of South Carolina, and eventually it'll be national as well. A couple topics I want to hit today. The WNBA preseason is looking good. The Gamecocks are looking good out there. Raven Johnson's going to be a star in the league. I think Tanaya Latson has a chance to be a star as well. You see Asia and Leah Boston got their money, right? 2 of the top paid players in the game. Leah Boston, the highest paid player ever in the history of the WNBA. Asia got her a nice fat contract as well. Asia's sneaker drops this weekend. This is May 1st. I'm talking to you May 2nd tomorrow. Asia's, the A1s, A2s now, I guess, right? the second iteration of Asia Wilson's sneaker drops tomorrow, May 2nd, and right here in Columbia. And first of all, shout out to all the graduates, college graduates. A lot going on. I got a cousin in Morris College graduating, and one of my former AAU kids, coach, graduated from Coker, and kids I know at USC coming up in the next week or two, all over the place graduating. Class of 2026. Shout out to all them, and high school kids coming up in another few weeks as well. So shout out to all the graduates out there. Go get it. It's out there for you. Go get it. And props to the parents and guardians and grandparents that help raise all those. So back to sports real quick, and I'll get out y'all's way. But WNBA is looking good. I think it's going to be a really good season. They finally getting their paper. Never what they deserve just yet, but more than before. It's going to be exciting, man. It's a good rookie class, man. I mean, we talked about Raven. We talked about Flage is in there. We talked about, the whole, Ocott, they're down in Atlanta, already making an impact down there for her team. I talked about Latson, the Gamecock influence, but all throughout the league, there's some pretty good girls coming into the league, young ladies coming to the league from this past college crop. But Azzy Fudd was the #1 pick, and she's going to do well as well. And I think we're going to see some, got people in new places. Angel Reese down in Atlanta now. That's going to be interesting to see. I think Raven come off that bench in Indiana is going to be really good defensive. She had 5 steals in the preseason game last night. The NBA, I want to share some thoughts on the NBA. No matter what LeBron does here on out, and I think they're going to close out this series. I think it's tonight, right? They'll close it out. But LeBron at 41, come on, y'all. Hate if you want to. This is amazing what this dude is doing. And he did pretty much all the heavy lifting without Reeves and without Luka. Now, Reeves came back the last game, and they lost. But LeBron just went to another gear at 41 years of age. At some point, just enough hate. He ain't got to be your favorite. He ain't got to be your GOAT, but don't hate on the cat just for making made-up reasons. Just amazing what he's doing at the age and longevity and the weight. Not just being the longevity, just being around. He's not only been around a long time, he's playing well. I mean, 27, 7, something like that. That's amazing at any age. Those are Hall of Fame numbers for a 22-year-old, let alone a 41-year-old. And just props to him on that. And I think I got to give some props to the Timberwolves. Without the starting backcourt, pretty much. DiVincenzo went down. Of course, Ant-Man's down, not coming back. Neither one coming back this playoffs. Jaden McDaniel, bully ball Denver, told them they couldn't guard people, and they showed them. He went for 32 and 10 last night to close it out. I don't know if Minnesota goes any further, but they showed a lot of heart without 2 of their top players. And some of that work was done on the road. So Jaden Daniels, he called him out by name. That was some gangster stuff. I think the real question in the NBA playoffs comes down to Victor Wembanyama, and is he ready to skip a step almost? The progression in sports has always been you get there and knock on the door and you get beat down. But he got some good guards around him, so a few veterans mixed in with Fox and my guy that was with my Tar Heel that was with Golden State back in the day. But he got some old OGs, but Fox has been really coming up. But Wembanyama is a freak of nature, man. It's hard to understand just what the 7'4". It's hard to watch and see a 7'4" guy with handles like that, with range. Shot blocking he may have been the greatest shot blocker we've ever seen. I think that's where he's headed. Defensive Player of the Year, unanimous. First time that's ever. I think it's the first time we've ever had a unanimous Defensive Player of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, he may skip a step, folks. That's what it really comes down to. OKC gets a lot of foul calls. They know how to bait the officials. They're savvy guys. They're veterans. But Wembanyama and that group of San Antonio, I like them, man. I'm going to be rooting for those guys. The Knicks, how about the Knicks beating the Hawks by 50? They put a 50 burger. Didn't see that coming now. I thought they'd win it, but I didn't see that coming. Atlanta is on their way. They're a little young. Atlanta needs to mix in a couple of ingredients, maybe a little more size. They got a good core there. Atlanta is not going anywhere. They'll be around. They'll be around the next few years to come. Detroit, there's still Kay Cunningham still they battling. Kay Cunningham has announced himself as that guy, and he was an MVP candidate most of the season until he had a collapsed lung. I'm surprised he's even back, right? So those are some of my thoughts, and I'll plug the show, the radio show, and the podcast, the YouTube channel. That's my alarm chirping. I think I'm setting it off back here. GFHR Sports. My good friend and brother Darius Baker, attorney. It says founded on law, built for athletes. So your high school, college age kid, go to gfhrsports.com. They'll walk you through how to go through the whole process with the NIL process and representation, and I recommend them. You see, I'm fully involved. GFHR Sports. I stamped them. I know the owner. I know the thought process that went into it. It didn't go into it. This is not a willy-nilly thing. It's something out of concern and knowledge of the law and studying the NIL landscape. It'll walk you through every step of what it should look like. And the consultation is something you need to get. So for those parents out there, gfhrsports.com. Check them out. I absolutely stamp them, and you'll be hearing more about them on the podcast, by the way. They're a new sponsor of Huff Nation Sports, Timeout Convos on that YouTube channel, Huff Nation Sports 06. Just type that into YouTube, and please subscribe, please like and share. We're trying to build this platform up and get a lot done. And every now and then I'll come out here up in the office studio up and pontificate about some things, and it's fun. I'm looking for a way now. My technology is not great, but I'm going to soon figure out how to record my FaceTime calls, and I'm going to start interviewing some high school and college athletes. That way they ain't got to stop their schedule. We can just do a quick 10, 15-minute little conversation. I can, and with their permission, share it, and I'll let you know what some of these athletes are thinking. Some of those in the NIL process, some of them in the transfer portal. And speaking of transfer portal, Dawn Staley is doing Dawn Staley things, right? I'm start calling her Dawn G Staley. Dawn F Staley. Or Dawn G for Dawn Goat Staley. Dawn F Staley, you can fill in the blank what you want it to be, but what you think I could mean by that. But Dawn G Staley, the GOAT, like Fred G. Sanford. Dawn G Staley, Staley, period. She got the United Nations, Canada represented, Africa. Across America, we got France, two French players. I got another French shooter. The average size of that team is 6'1.5", I think, on the girls' side. That's on the women's side. That's very rare. Only one player on the roster under 6 foot tall, which tells me Maddie Mouse has to do most of carry the load at the point. One of those bigger girls going to have to help relieve her handling that pressure because teams are going to press. If I was scouting my very beloved alma mater's team, my Gamecock women's team, I would press them because you got to think maybe something may be lacking with the ball handling with all that size. I think they'll beat the press and get some layups and maybe dunks with Ashland coming back, with Aaliyah Edwards that can dunk coming back, with the young lady from France that was here already, with Ali who can dunk, with also Makira can dunk, Gotti can dunk. 4 players on the roster can dunk, so I would say Preston is your best hope against this team. But on the back end, if the press gets beat, you might have some highlights that might make SportsCenter all season next year. Then now the preseason number one is way too early. Preseason number one for the game class. And also the portal. Lamar Parrish has got some good players out of there. His portal class is coming to fruition pretty well. Got some size, got some wing guys that can score. Got a couple of ball handlers. I think the Gamecock men's team will take a step forward next year with giving the patience. And, and the schedule is always tough because it's SEC. So it's going to be tough. SEC is 2 years ago had the best year they've ever had as a conference. Last year wasn't quite as good, but they were still really good. They still put 4 or 5 teams in the tournament, right? It could have been, another one on the bubble. It's going to be tough, but I think people maybe end up being pretty pleased with giving him that patience for another season and a bigger budget. So that's my thoughts. So, but as far as the NBA, I won't make a pick other than to say I think I'm rooting for San Antonio to break through. I don't. Who knows what Boston's going to do? I mean, they should have closed this out already, right? New York. I would say this about New York. Shout out to my boy. I got my boy Mike Rice, some cats that are really Lev Williams, some Knicks fans. But I will say this real quick. Depending on what cat you get. If you get Kitten Cat, you have no chance. Carl Anthony Towns, when Carl Anthony Towns plays like a lion, like he has a propensity to do every now and then. It's like whack-a-mole. You don't know when he's gonna pop up and be the lion. When he plays like a lion, the Knicks like a team that could steal a championship. They could jump up and win the whole thing. But too often, Carl Anthony Towns' cat is a little bit kitten-like. Sometimes. And won't get any easier as the rounds go on. Whoever comes out of that, series of Detroit and Orlando going to be formidable. You got some other team, Cleveland's with Harden. You don't know. Who knows? Cleveland has a lot of good pieces there. Although shout out to, Colin Murray Broyles, and they still got, I think they got a game still going, right? But Colin Murray Broyles, shout out, I got to mention him. Columbia kid, Gamecock alum, had a good rookie year. He's had, 3 or 4 double-doubles in this series. He's really stamping himself as one of the top rookies in the game. That being said, tune me in on Saturdays at 10 o'clock, 100.7 FM, The Point here in the Midlands, 1470 AM in the Midlands. Down in Orangeburg, 92.9 ESPN Orangeburg, down that way. And also 1580 AM Calhoun County. I call it the Old Berg and back down. And then makethepointradio.com. You can put the link in your phone, makethepointradio.com, every Saturday, 10 to 11 a.m. And, of course, the YouTube channel has all kind of content. This is going up there, all kind of content, the great interviews. Buddy P, we had a great 32-minute interview that is posted up on that YouTube page. Buddy P and I, we had a good time. He's a great guy to talk to. All-time winners coach in South Carolina State University Bulldog history. MEAC Hall of Famer, South Carolina Athletic Hall of Famer. 3-time Black college football national champion, 8-time MEAC champion outright or shared. But if you check that interview out on my page, YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Thank y'all for tuning in, folks. Timeout Convos. You want to be there. I want to see y'all on there. I want to grow this thing up. And you never know. You might be on there. I'm trying to make it as interactive as possible as we go on. Stacey Huff, the Huffster, right here with you. Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a good one.